The worst team in the land makes their Conference League bow later on tonight, so we need to talk about them. It's Aberdeen. Where will they finish in the UEFA Conference League? We've got 4 options, we've got 2 less games, but we've got one guy by the name of Jimmy Thielen that couldn't buy a win. Aberdeen have got no chance, right? There's not even a comment on this. People are not even bothering their arse with this club. I don't blame them. I mean, the only thing I could argue for the sake of Aberdeen is that 2 years ago, they got a really tough group back when it was just groups of 4. And yeah, they didn't go through, right? But they actually beat Frankfurt, went toe-to-toe with Frankfurt as well away. Did pretty well against PAC. And then you also had, I can't remember, was the other team Helsinki? They were quite unlucky, right? But they stepped up to task in pretty much all 6 of those games. They didn't disgrace themselves. But that's 2 years ago. Aberdeen were a lot better then, even though you could look at their team now and say they've got a better team now. But they are missing a few players. But anyway, less about that. The 4 options. What was last place? It was actually 9th to 16th. The playoffs seed it. So, obviously, Aberdeen are not going to finish here. Let's just be honest about things. This would require probably, well, at least for me, double-digit points. Aberdeen will be lucky if they get 1 point. Let's not kid ourselves on here. They are that bad. Now, in terms of third spot, we have got 5% voting for 1st to 8th. Even if Aberdeen were good, right? Even if it was Hearts, right? Who obviously took up the Conference League spot last season. Or even this current team of Hearts. Finishing the top 8, it's tough. And I would say, I think I seen this thing on Twitter when the draw was made, that Aberdeen actually got the hardest draw possible when you crunch the numbers and you base all the other teams' coefficients and put them against each other. So they've been given a hard draw. There's no two ways about that. But a hard draw coinciding with the fact they're the worst team in the league, it's a disaster. But if they were good, it would still be tough. They're never getting top 8. There is no chance of them getting top 8. I would say it's practically impossible because of how bad they are. Moving in though, to second spot, 17th to 24th. We've got 19% voting 17th to 24th. So again, this is something that they should be doing, right? Even despite how bad they are, you've got to be aiming to do this, folks. The Conference League is a competition built for Aberdeen, Hearts, etc., to do well. They've got to take a leaf out of teams like Shamrock Rovers, because they managed to get through at the league stage last year. And let's face facts, Shamrock Rovers are worse than Hearts and Aberdeen. Now, obviously, right now, are Shamrock Rovers worse than Aberdeen? Probably not. But theoretically, Aberdeen should never be in a situation that they are in right now. Bottom of the league, not doing nothing. Aberdeen should be going into the Conference League, licking their lips, thinking, oh, we can go pretty far in this competition. They should be. They should be. That has to be the aim. Aberdeen have won 2 European trophies, right? That's one more than all the other teams, right? They've won European trophies. The Aberdeen's European pedigree, albeit it's donkeys ago, they've got it. In this competition, they should be looking at quarterfinals. Why not? They should be. But what they're looking at is probably finishing 36th, and that's not even an exaggeration, man. I would be flabbergasted if this Aberdeen team didn't finish in the elimination part here, which is obviously 25th to 36th. 73% of the voters have went this way. Basically 3/4 have said, you know what, Aberdeen are shite and they've got no chance. And it's not like we're Rangers, right, where if they sacked Martin, I believe they would turn it around. I have got no confidence in this Aberdeen team, even if they did sack Thielen, that they would not finish in the bottom bit. Yeah, have they got better chances of finishing the top 24 with a new manager? Yes, but like we've already said, it's a very tough draw. Very tough draw, man. I think the easiest team that they've got is Pish. That should be 3 points, but the other 5 games are tough. And to be honest, I forgot what they are, but I remember, like I said, reading that Twitter statistic, and it was actually percentage-wise, based off coefficients, the hardest draw they could have got. But it's all over for Aberdeen. They do kick off at home against Shakhtar Donetsk. By the time this gets uploaded, it'll probably be like an hour to kick off. They can see Jimmy Thielen. If he wants to regain a wee bit of trust and faith in Aberdeen fans and the board, tonight is a good way of doing it. I'm not saying it makes up for how bad domestically they've been, but if they put a performance in tonight and beat Shakhtar Donetsk, then fuck man, that will definitely lift a bit of pressure off him, because that would be a monumental victory. And like I said, if they could beat Frankfurt a couple of years ago, who are much better than Shakhtar Donetsk, then why can't they tonight? If Stuart Armstrong, if Kevin Nisbet, right, and Graham Shinnie all step up the task, I know they can do it. Till next time, peace.